Hey guys, welcome to Vlogtober day 2. Honestly, I'm calling it Vlogtober, but I probably should have just called it Vidtober or something because I'm not really vlogging.
Yeah, it's true.
Everybody calls it Vlogtober, so I just kind of went with it. I don't even know if people do this anymore. I feel like this was like really popular when I first started YouTube. So today is gonna be just a sit down and talk kind of video. A few videos ago, I told a short story. The video I did on Michael Jackson and Paris and Prince. That video, I shared a story time of one of my old work stories. I got 3 or 4 comments saying that I would love if you could do a story time about like your old work story. So since I no longer work there, it's been a while since I've worked there, I was gonna go ahead and tell these stories, and of course I'm gonna keep them completely anonymous. Like, I won't say what school it was, I won't say any kid's name. So welcome to my first story time in a while.
Finally!
At this particular school, I was working after school. I did substituting and stuff. I was doing after school mostly when I first started. The first crazy story I have of the school is actually, it was within the first week to a month of me working there. We had these like walkie-talkies, right? And basically the kid was going home, like they would talk to you over the walkie-talkie and be like, oh, so-and-so's going home, and then you'd say back to them, okay, they're on the way. That's how that would work. And also if you had any issues, you would go over to, I think it was channel 2, and you could talk to office, so that way like the parents didn't hear it and stuff. I was like learning how the walkie-talkie worked. I couldn't get it to turn on,
And
which was a huge problem because I was alone with a class of kids. The lead teacher that I was with had to talk to our boss. So she goes to talk to the boss, and we're in this class. It's called Blue Blocks, and it's exactly what it sounds like. These kids build with blue foam blocks, right? They're really disgusting, by the way. I don't know if they were ever clean, but I was terrified to touch them. I absolutely hated helping the children put them away. Ew! This kid built something. You're not supposed to let them build super high and then proceed to climb on it. Well, this kid literally only stacked like 2 blue blocks, standing on it, and all of a sudden he just falls off, smack dab. And I'm like,
not this.
well, this is about to be bad. He starts screaming. I'm by myself. I get him like at least some paper towels to put on him. You know, his nose is bleeding, his lip is busted. I'm like, Lord, this is like my 4th week at the school. And then I'm like, oh God, how do I turn on the walkie-talkie? Couldn't get it to turn on. Well, I can't just like take him to the nurse and leave all these kids. I spent like 10 minutes trying to flag down somebody that could like stay with these kids. I could take him to the nurse. It was just a whole mess. That was the first story. But if you didn't watch that video where I reacted to Prince, Paris, and Michael, there was a time where there was a baby squirrel out on the playground and it was chasing children. You know, squirrels are normally scared of us, but it was chasing children. It was walking, like just pacing up to me. I was like, does the squirrel have rabies? I was just like, what is wrong with the squirrel? I asked my boss, I was like, hey, like, I don't know what's wrong with the squirrel. I'm not scared of it, but I don't want it to bite anyone. So like, should we come inside? She's like, yeah, come inside. I lined the children up. One of them goes, the squirrel's got diabetes, as it's chasing them. And I'm like, what? I was like, okay, that was funny. And then another kid goes, my dad has diabetes. And I lost it. I was laughing so hard. That was probably the funniest story. Another story. This one's really wild. These kids were older, so why they did this, I have no idea. Like, they weren't in kindergarten or 1st grade. They were like in 2nd or 3rd grade. Anyway, there was this ointment on the playground, okay? Ointment that had been used. It was open. I think it was 2 girls. They dared each other to eat it. And they ate it.
Come to find out, everybody ate.
They took this old ointment tube, chewed on it, and ate it. Ate the contents inside of it. We were gonna call poison control. I mean, parents were just like, girl, that was so stupid. Why did y'all do that? That was disgusting.
Disgusting!
This one's pretty wild. Another time during my first year working there, I was mainly with kindergarten, right? Kindergarten just had a lot of kids. We had this huge assembly. I think it was for jump rope. All these kids jump roping for their PE class, and they were gonna put on a performance for the parents. After school was like, before y'all go outside, if you wanna go and see the jump rope performance, just go ahead and go in the cafeteria, and then after that you can go outside. We get there, everything's fine. There was this one child that I truly don't know why he just couldn't get along with other kids. Didn't really see him much after that year, so I'm not quite sure what it was, but he just couldn't get along, especially with this one particular child. He ended up, during the performance, attacking this child and biting his ear in front of parents.
Wow!
I started chasing him, and then I was like, you know what? No, I'm not doing this. Somebody got him. Somebody got him. I don't remember. It was a teacher that I had worked with. My boss was not happy, as you could probably guess. So, oh God. Okay, this one's really gross. This was like the last year or two of me working there, because I'm telling you guys, ever since I truly don't know how teachers do it, because I was only substituting after school, and even I was like, I cannot do this anymore. There are just so many kids that I feel like need like one-on-one attention because there's a shortage of teachers and there's just so much going on and there's so many needs that need to be met. It's just really hard. There were these certain boys that I had, and for some reason it had gotten to the point where I had to send children to the bathroom like individually, which takes forever. Y'all should be able to go in groups of a couple of kids and then come out and it'd be fine. There was this time where boys would have P wars. You can imagine what happened during P wars. It was kindergarten and first grade, so I know they're young, but oh my God, what are we doing? What are we doing? So yeah, I had to literally write on like mini incident reports that they were having P wars. Oh my, okay, this is the last one. I could probably do another part to this. Okay, actually I have two more. This one's really quick. I did work with fourth grade. I think it was my second year. I was like, oh, this is gonna be an easy year. Like, it's a small class. No.
Wrong answer, forehead.
No, it was a group of girls and they were ruthless. They knew that I was a younger teacher. I remember this one girl told me that her dad makes more money than me.
Oh my God, it's not funny.
It's true, because a lot of these kids' parents made hella money, but like, what? You're in fourth grade. This last story is about field day. So this one year we had to have field day inside, which is just insane because it was raining. So they had the blow ups in the cafeteria. And I remember before we went to field day, I don't know why, they were trying to schedule it to where everyone got Italian ice, right? But unfortunately, the kindergartners had Italian ice before we had field day. When I tell you a child threw up in a jumpy house and it was like blue.
No. No. No.
I felt so bad for that child, by the way, because it's not their fault. Like, they shouldn't have had Italian ice before they're jumping around in a house. You know what I mean? Like, that's common sense. I also tried to do face paint that day. Girl, it was bad. I was just trying to help out because we couldn't just have one person doing face paint, but I was like, y'all, I'll help you with the face paint, but I'm telling you right now, I can't draw a unicorn horn on this child's head. It's gonna look really busted. And these kids were like, oh, I love it. You know they didn't love it. It was a whole mess.
Despise it. It doesn't even fit any standards, especially mine.
I remember there were like way too many kids in a bouncy house and they ended up getting hurt. The kids were crying, saying it was the worst day of their life. I was like, girl, I cannot wait till it is 6 o'clock. Those are some of my stories. I still think it was probably my favorite job I've ever had. So I hope you guys enjoy the story time. I might make a part 2. I don't know. I do have a good bit of stories. I was just trying to think of the major one. I will see you for Vlogtober Day 3 tomorrow. Bye guys.